Alright, welcome back to me drawing every single warrior cat, like, ever. Before we start, there's gonna be spoilers for the warrior series, and there's also gonna be flashing lights and images as I zoom in and out, especially since the art is mega sped up, so just be careful. I'm drawing 5 new cats today, and I'm starting with Adderpaw. So Adderpaw is a completely different cat than Adderkit, who is in the last episode, but they are both Wind Clan. Adderpaw is in one of the field guides, Code of the Clans. He is mostly a background character who's used as a reference point. Daisy Tail is the main character of the short story in Code of the Clans, and her son Specklepaw is like a new apprentice. He's barely 3 moons old. It's literally said that Specklepaw doesn't even reach Adderpaw's shoulders. When training, Adderpaw also lets Specklepaw pin him down, since Specklepaw kept failing because he's so tiny. Later in a battle, Specklepaw also hides behind Adderpaw, so yeah. And then Daisy Tail's like, nah, apprentices gotta be 6 moons old, because look at my baby. So there's that. Adderpaw isn't really relevant much. Adderpaw had no canon description other than just Tom, so I mostly based him off of a real life adder. Just took creative liberties here. Vicky Holmes did say on her Facebook that she imagines him as a pale gray-brown Tom with black markings and dark amber eyes, which is honestly pretty close to what I did. I went with a sandy brown color, dark brown markings, and dark amber eyes, so it's pretty close. His eyes look nearly red, to be honest, which I do like because the snakes I was looking at all had red eyes, but I also don't like it because cats can't have red eyes, so it's not very realistic, and I'm not sure how to feel about that. Although Warriors does not care about realism. I also tried a new pose. I wanted to make him face forward and do a front profile because I'm really bad at it. And honestly, I hated what I made. I hated it so much I considered scrapping the entire drawing. I didn't even come back to touch my art program for like 5 days afterwards. I just did not come near it. When I did come back, I still hated it. And this time, instead of looking at real life cats as a reference, which I usually do, I looked at some of my favorite Warriors artists instead. And I looked at how they did front profiles and how they drew it, and that did help me a lot. For this drawing, I took most of my inspiration from Paco Comics on Instagram and Reddit, so I will link them in the description for you to check them out. With looking at other artists for references, I liked it a lot. I liked it a lot better. I didn't hate his face, so I'm glad that I came back later. So there is Adderpaw all done. So the next cat I drew was Ajax. He's described as just being black and white, so that's pretty easy, but I didn't want to draw another tuxedo cat so soon after Adderkit, and on the wiki he's just a black Tom with white spots. I considered doing white with black spots, because I thought that would look nice, but since he's described as black and white instead of white and black or white with black, I assumed he was more black than white. So I kind of went with a mixture between tuxedo and white splotches. I also gave him a purple collar, just because I thought it looked cute. Same thing with the green eyes, since he has no eye color description. Ajax first appears in A Vision of Shadows. He just kind of pops up into ThunderClan camp, looking for Velvet and Fuzzball. And by the way, I love the name Fuzzball. Everyone is suspicious of him because he's like this massive cat, but he's just anxious with everybody looking at him, and honestly, same. He's a cutie. He's also in Tigerheart's shadow. Fuzzball, again, brings Tigerheart to Ajax because Fuzzball knows where Ajax lives. And Ajax lives basically in a skyscraper, I'm pretty sure, or like some tall building, like an apartment building or something. Okay, maybe not a skyscraper, but you know. And Tigerheart is looking for that. Tigerheart also asks Ajax if he can find the den with the spines on top, which I'm pretty sure, like 99% sure, is just a church. Because Ajax says that the 2 legs meet every quarter moon there, or something. And Doubling is hiding there. She's hiding in a church with all those other cats. So yeah. Ajax also forces Tigerheart to ride a train, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I love Ajax. He's silly, he's cute, simple design, and so he's easy, so yeah. I also noticed when looking on the Warriors wiki, which is where I have my whole list of cats in alphabetical order, because they already have that, I noticed that they have a button where you can randomly go to a character's page. And my excuse in last video for why I didn't want to do cats in random order was because I didn't want to make a whole randomly generated wheel or list or something, because it would take too much time. But apparently the website already has it. But too late now. I'm already in. But oh well. So on to the next cat. Alright, so the third cat that I'm doing is Alder, or Alder, I don't really know how to say it, and she is an ancient SkyClan warrior. She's described as a splotchy gray, brown, and white cat, but she has no named eye color. I gave her a similar eye color to her mom, Misty, and I think it really fits. Alder was born as a rogue to Misty, and alongside her brother named Birch. Quick side note, Birch is a bright orange cat, which really isn't something I would describe as Birch, but Alder is, a white cat with splotches, which again isn't something I describe as Alder, and it's like their names were flipped. I really think it's adorable. It's like little matching names, so I love that. But anyways, their mom was Misty, who was pretty much instantly murdered by Clear Sky when Misty didn't leave his territory, even though she had lived there longer. Then Clear Sky and the rest of the little patrol that he was with, just realized that Misty had kits. They, found them. So Clear Sky, being Clear Sky, suggests that killing the kits would be the most humane thing to do. Petal, a different cat, steps up and adopts them instead. Though Petal hated Misty, apparently. Later on, when Alder is a full warrior, she volunteers to go with Clear Sky to help get the other leaders, because they need help with Slash. And she, quote, recalls his act of kindness in taking them in after Misty's death. And that is baffling. It wasn't some death. No, it was her murder. This dude murdered your mom. Without question, and then was about to just kill you too, and you're saying he's kind? I mean, I guess nobody told her what he did, but okay. So I don't even know, because if it was me, I would not stay with Clear Sky after that. Clear Sky later points out how loyal she is despite not being clanborn, which is also crazy since he isn't clanborn either. He's from the mountains, and I'm pretty sure nobody at this point was clanborn, since the clans were very new. I mean, even Thunder was, born in the territories, but he wasn't born in a clan, but oh well. So there's Alder all done. Now we have the very fan favorite, Alderheart. I'll try to sum him up the best I can while still being short, because I don't want this video to be too long. He's also our first POV character from the main books. He is simply described as a dark ginger with amber eyes and a white tipped tail. I give him a few other white spots just because I thought it would look cute. I gave him 3 white paws, with one of his front paws being the same ginger as the rest of him, because, again, I thought it would be cute. It's like the inverse of his mom, I made him look a little nervous, but still sweet, because after A Vision of Shadows, he gained a lot more confidence. I see him more as a sweet, guiding, kind cat, instead of just worrying all the time. He begins training as a warrior and is apprenticed to Mole Whisker, but he just fails so much that he becomes a medicine cat apprentice instead. I love Mole Whisker a lot too, so I feel bad that he doesn't get an apprentice. Alderpaw then goes on the quest to find SkyClan. He finds the kin, blah blah blah. He finds Twigkit and Violetkit on the way home. Alderpaw pretty much raises Twigkit despite being a child himself. He soon becomes Alderheart and advocates for SkyClan to stay living around the lake. He becomes the main medicine cat when Jayfeather is exiled by the imposter and has to train Flipclaw, of all people. And then Alderheart is also exiled and lives in Shadow Clan for a bit. He then becomes River Clan's medicine cat temporarily after Willowshine dies, but all is well and he returns to Thunder Clan after everything is fixed and sorted out. In one of the newest arcs, A Starless Clan, he goes with the group out of the territories to find more catmen because they need it. Later on, he is also assigned to help Sunbeam with one of her tasks to join Thunder Clan, but otherwise he's not seen very much in that arc. So there he is. I think he's my favorite out of the entire batch that I did. I love his design so much and he's just so cute. So lastly, we have Algernon. I really love his name. Although, I'll be honest, up until now, I thought it was pronounced Algernon. Like, that's how I said it in my head. I even read the book Flowers for Algernon, so I don't know why up until now I thought it was pronounced Algernon. But it's not. So now you know. He's described as a creamy brown tom, and when looking up references for that color, I found the most beautiful cat ever, and I'll put a picture of it on the screen. After seeing that cat, I based his entire design off of it. Big, fluffy, beautiful, all that. I gave him this really pretty sage color for his eyes, even though Vicky says he has amber eyes on her Facebook. It's not technically canon, although I like to have what she says influence my designs. I still went for the green. Also, Kate Carey says that he and the other cats in his little group have an accent similar to the one from the English county of Devonshire, and I think that's just beautiful. I think I made him look like he talks in that accent. I really had that also influence how I drew him. He appears in Tall Star's Revenge, first being seen visiting Wind Clan camp. He also talks about a rogue named Wee Hen, and I just love that name so much. It never appears again, but I love that name. Algernon and his little group apparently visit every summer, or Greenleaf, and they're all friendly with Wind Clan. Palebird even calls him Algie, and it's like a canon nickname. It's so cute. He was formerly a kitty pet as well, and that's why he has a weird name, I guess. The loner group, or rogue group, I don't really know, help out around camp a bunch. After Sandgorse dies, Tallpaw, which is a mouthful, hates Sparrow and believes Sparrow left Sandgorse behind, and Sparrow is one of the cats in the little loner group as well. Algernon helps Tallpaw back to camp because he got all muddy and trying to save Sandgorse. The little loner group leaves after Heather Stark completely bans tunneling. Later on in the book, Talltail visits the group after just leaving Wind Clan. But Algernon says that since he is clan-born, Talltail will always be a clan cat. Talltail leaves after learning more about his father's death and says bye to them all. The loner group also decides that they won't be visiting Wind Clan anymore. I really love his character, and reading about him again just made me love him more. There's more about him, but he's pretty much a side character, but everything he does, it's just so sweet. And that's him all done. Now, I did go back to some of the cats and make a few edits. First, I edited the saturation on Adderpaw just to make him a bit more accurate to how Vicky described him, even though it technically isn't canon. For Alderheart, I added a few stripes, though they aren't very prominent. I added his stripes on another drawing I made, and you can see me color picking from it, but I just forgot to add them when I first drew him. I also noticed a line I didn't like, and I erased it. Lastly, I made Algernon a bit more saturated, even though I loved how he looked before. Someone said he was too desaturated, so I fixed it. This art is entirely for me, so I don't really care what other people say about it, but I still went back and changed it for this one. But yeah, all fixed. If you want to see me draw every warrior cat ever, subscribe to me, please. I plan on posting once a week, hopefully, and 5 cats every week. If you also want to see the designs before the videos come out, you can join my Discord. The link is in the description, as well as my other socials. Or singular social. Bye bye.